In this video, I'm going to provide you the most recent update from the National Visa Center. This is based on a meeting that National Visa Center representative had with the American Immigration Lawyers Association, which I'm a member of, and I'll provide you a small summary of that meeting, the most important points, some statistics, and information will help you to understand what's happening with your case at NVC and what to expect in the next few months. So if you have a case stuck at NVC, if you're waiting for your visa appointment at the US Embassy, this video will be of interest to you, and I'll see you on the other side. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Immigration Channel. This is the place where you get the most up-to-date immigration news, immigration information, and everything else that you need to make your immigration journey less stressful. My name is Jacob Sapochnick, and I'm an immigration attorney located in San Diego, California, and I help clients in all 50 states and all over the world. In this video, I'm going to give you the most up-to-date information from the National Visa Center. This is based on a meeting that they had with the American Immigration Lawyers Association, and I'll provide you a bit of the highlights from that meeting and information that may be relevant to you. We'll talk about statistics, how many cases are being processed at the moment compared to last year. We'll talk about how to avoid your case being closed by NVC for lack of contact or action on your behalf, best ways to communicate with the National Visa Center, what to do when your case is stuck, if you want to move your case to a different post, to a different embassy, what are the best ways to do it at the moment, how to expedite your case, and what are the most effective ways to do so. Issues with cases being transferred from the USCIS to an NVC and what you need to know about that. And finally, we'll talk about processing delays and what they're doing about this. So if you're interested in all this, make sure you watch this video all the way until the end. Before we do that, if you're here for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos, and also give us a big like so YouTube can show this video to more people just like you. So from time to time, the National Visa Center will provide some information to the public, and in this video I want to share some of that info that we know to help you understand better what cases they're working on right now and get a bit of a prediction for the future. So in fiscal year 2020, National Visa Center were able to complete 321,274 cases. In fiscal year 2021, they were able to complete 342,392 cases. So there was definitely an increase between 2020 and 2021, but it wasn't a major increase. It just shows you how big the backlog is at the moment. The next question that they address is, what is the monthly volume of cases the National Visa Center processes every single month? So on average, the National Visa Center performs case creations for about 18,000 cases per month. In addition, they review supporting documents and forms for an additional 87,000 cases per month. That's over 100,000 cases per month that they either create cases and or review forms and documents every single month. The next question that they answer is, what is the monthly volume of non-immigrant visas, specifically K-1 fiancé visas, every month at NVC? And that number is 1,900 fiancé visas every single month are being processed at the National Visa Center. 1,900 K-1 visas, that's a big number, but still, compared to the cases that are pending at the National Visa Center, definitely they should make efforts to increase that number and try to process even more cases per month. Another interesting statistic the National Visa Center provided is what percentage of cases that are going through National Visa Center are handled by lawyers, are actually represented by attorneys, and that number is 30%. So 30% of cases that are being processed at NVC every single month are being represented by attorneys. That means that 70% of other cases are handled by service providers that are not lawyers, a lot of these online service providers, or people are doing those cases themselves. So that's something that is important to know. It's very interesting to see. But maybe the fact that the 70% of cases are not being processed by attorneys creates even more delays because some of these files may not be complete, maybe there's some errors, and it creates back and forth between NVC and the applicants. So that's also an indication as to why some of these applications are taking a bit longer to be processed. Let's talk about the 1-year contact rule. Essentially what that means is that if you have an I-130 or I-140 case pending, I-130 which is a family petition, I-140 which is an employment-based petition pending an NVC, and there is no contact with them for over a year, they may cancel your application, and they will. And so NVC gave some tips how you can avoid this termination, and there are 6 things you need to know to be able to keep in touch with the National Visa Center to avoid canceling or having your application deemed abandoned. And these 6 things are the following. Number 1, you can pay a fee either for the forms or anything else that you need to do through the CEAC system online. Once you pay a fee during that year, that means that you're still interested in the case and the case is continuing to be processed. Number 2, upload or submit a document to the CEAC system that shows that you are still working on your case and you're active. Number 3, use the Ask NVC public form inquiry form. Once you submit that form, even if you do it once a year, to check on your case, it tells them that you're still interested to pursue your application. Number 4, simply logging in to your CEAC account once or twice a year will indicate that you're still interested and you're active working on your case. And finally, complete Form DS-260. Once you do that online through your account, it is an indication that you're interested to pursue your case. Now, what happens after the case is terminated? How many of these cases are being reinstated? So National Visa Center gave us some interesting statistics. They said that in fiscal year 2020, they reinstated over 52% of cases that were filed online and 70% of cases that were submitted via paper by mail. Fiscal year 2021, 51% of cases that were submitted electronically were reinstated and 79% of cases that were filed by paper were reinstated in fiscal year 2021. One of the most important questions that people ask is, how will you know that your case is documentary complete? Will you get an email from NVC? Is it one email? Are they going to alert you through your CAC account? Well, here's what they said. Once your case meets the requirements for documentary complete, NVC will generate an automatic notification in your account, and that notification will inform you that your case is documentary complete. If you have a CAC account, you can log into your account and there's going to be a confirmation in the summary page that your case is documentary complete. On the top right of that page, there is a field that says your case is currently at, and that will indicate if your case is still at NVC or it's being transferred to an embassy. That is one of the best places to find out the status of your case at that moment. And at the bottom of the summary page, there is a chart that indicates the status of each applicant that is going through the immigration process at NVC. If everything on that summary page says paid or complete, that means that NVC is done processing your application. And that is the best way to determine that. And NVC confirmed that the best way to communicate with them to inquire about your case is to the NVC public inquiry form. Make sure you use that as the main way to communicate with National Visa Center. Talk about expedite requests. NVC confirmed that the only way to submit an expedite request at the moment is through the NVC expedite email address, which is on their website. And the email address is nvcexpedite@state.gov. Once you submit the request to expedite, NVC will take about 60 days to process the request. If they recommend it, they will forward this to the US Embassy, and only the embassy can schedule the emergency appointment. So once NVC recommends the expedite, you'll get an email confirming that, and then you can contact the US Embassy to request an emergency appointment. NVC confirmed that you should not submit multiple inquiries until you receive a response from the inquiry that you've already submitted. Let's talk about moving your case from one embassy to another. So NVC confirmed that if you want to change your location of the interview from one embassy to another, you have to use the NVC public inquiry form to initiate that request first. NVC also said that under the new guidance, if you want to move to a new post, you have to have a permission or the legal right to be in that jurisdiction. Either you're already physically present there or have the permission to go there and physically be there when your interview will be scheduled. NVC will now request proof of address and residency, whether it's temporary or permanent, in the new jurisdiction where you want to move your case. This is something new that they are now emphasizing. So you cannot just move your embassy, you cannot just move post, whatever you want. You want to see proof of address and residency before they will authorize changing a venue for your interview. Now, in case there is a question about the residency or it's not consistent, the NVC will move the request to the US Embassy in the new country, and it's going to be the discretion of that new embassy to decide if they're going to see the applicant or not. They'll look at the case unique circumstances because it's an emergency, because there's no way for them to have the interview in the first country. They're still going to consider it, but the general requirements are you'd have an address and put some sort of residency in the place you want to transfer. Quick update about the US Embassy in Moscow. That embassy is closed. All cases from Moscow have been permanently reassigned to the US Embassy in Warsaw. If you want to move your case to a different post, you have to contact NVC through the public inquiry form requesting a different country outside of Warsaw. Once again, a very important update. If your case has been approved with USCIS and it's been more than 10 weeks and nothing happened, you don't have any file at NVC at the moment, you have a right to communicate with NVC. There's a special email address that they will entertain if you have an attorney or if you want to contact them directly to request information that your file has not arrived yet. So for them, 10 weeks is a period where they will start investigating what happened to your file from USCIS. So make sure you track that. If 10 weeks have passed and there's no activity from NVC, communicate with them immediately to let them know that nothing has arrived and you're worried about your case. And let's talk about processing delays, a question that was asked. On average, how long does it take for NVC to process somebody's case and finally confirm that they are documentally qualified? So while they were not able to give a clear answer, they specifically said that unless those things are clearly in the file, including petitioner's affidavit of support, supporting financial documents, the applicant's DS-260, and all the civil documents from the applicants, unless all these documents are uploaded, cases will not be processed. And again, because of the severe backlogs, they're doing their best to process cases as fast as they can. Now they're processing every month on NVC websites so we can track and see what cases they're working on and the progress they're making every single month. They're going to be more transparent about their processing times. We'll be able to process and analyze and determine how fast cases we process in the NVC from June all the way through the end of the year. But they did explain that even if NVC will process all cases in a fast and expedited manner, the problem with some of these U.S. embassies that are still not fully open, they're not still accepting cases, and therefore if they're not opening enough slots, NVC is not able to ship those cases, and they need at least 30 days notice from each embassy before they're going to be sending the files over there. Update has been useful. This is the most recent information we have from National Visa Center. We talked about statistics, we talked about processing delays, we talked about expedited cases, and we talked about the best ways to avoid getting your case closed for lack of activity for over 1 year. As soon as we have more updates from NVC or from the Department of State, I promise to keep you posted right here. Any questions, let me know in the comments below. And if you need help with your NVC case, with your embassy case, text me 619-483-4549. I'm here for you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.